Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 865. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Connor Farley. What's up, Connor?
Hello.
What's up, Chris?
I don't really know what happened. I think Matrix Lord just had an epiphany.
Yeah, I had an epiphany because I've been dying to do this cast, and I forgot because I got caught up with doing a book, running a party, and all this other stuff at work. So, I finally solved one mystery, I believe, of the Mandela effect. And it has something to do with James Bond.
God damn. God.
Now, again, this is more than likely what happened because the idea that somebody actually time traveled back then to change a James Bond movie is ridiculous or redunculous. So, from what I understand, when they, and I guess it was Moonraker?
Are you talking about Dolly and the Braces?
Yes.
Yeah, Moonraker.
Okay. From what I understand, they remaster movies all the time, right?
Yeah.
When they remastered this movie, supposedly what I'm hearing, and again, they're not willing to confirm it, they had some young person that was remastering the movie and thought it was a mistake that the girl, I guess he didn't really know what the whole concept of it, that it was a mistake. Oh, he should make it that she has nice teeth. So they remastered it and they put it in there that she had real teeth. And the evidence that it was altered was the fact that there was a part, maybe a second, where her mouth is like a little bit, and you could see like a glimmer of braces that they weren't able to erase in the remastering. And then when she opens her mouth, it's like a half a second. And then when she opens up her mouth, it's teeth. But there are points in time where it's a side of her or something, and you could kind of see braces appear and not appear. So again, this could be a thing where it's a remastering and not, the timeline has been altered. And I actually believe that that's the case.
I think it's more likely that because, especially with the Blu-ray Bond releases, when I've watched pretty much all of them in Blu-ray now. I only got the set last year, and I noticed that a lot of it has been brushed up to make it look more perfect than it was at the time. I think that might be the case, but it's a ridiculous thing to do because actually the braces is it's not a huge plot point, but it's fairly big because it's the bonding feature between her and Jaws.
Yes, it is.
So it needed to be there. So to get rid of it is illogical. It ruins the entire story in a way.
But to change it back, it's more of a financial disaster to basically change every copy or pull them all and do another version back to the way it was. They wouldn't do it. So, again, the only way you can know for sure is if you actually have the VHS of that. So, again, I believe that that's the case, that somebody just didn't know what they were doing when they remastered stuff, and they accidentally fixed something that made no sense. So I'm glad thank you for reminding me, because in my head I was dying to talk about it, and I've seen all these different things pop up. So yes, it's quite possible that one Mandela effect has been proven. No time travel involved. Now we only got 800 and some odd things more to go. Like the Bernstein Bears, which I think has something to do with some type of legal trouble or something, and they kind of tried to get out of it by changing a couple letters, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the records back then were like paper, So you could easily transfer paper to, like, create a computer imprint of it, but it's not necessarily what it actually is. So you could make, and the whole thing with the interview with the vampire or interview with a vampire, it's probably a big screw up by the publisher because Anne Rice said that that's not what it really is. So it's probably the biggest F up in history with the publisher. They got the title wrong. Because half the times they're remaking covers and different. I mean, I know Anne Rice I had the original, somewhere it's Interview with the Vampire, I think. Now it's Interview with a Vampire. Yeah, it's not an Interview with a Vampire, but I guess it's, when they keep remaking covers, they screw things up. The example of that is recently they really screwed up my 7th book in a big way, that they actually got, the characters, the hair color and different things wrong, and it confused the crap out of, because the thing is the character has purple hair, and she's known about that, and then they just gave her, I don't know, brunettes, and it's just, that's not the way. It is a big thing if you read it, but I have to actually fix that with the publisher, which I've been doing that. So that's that. Anyway, we'll find out more about the Mandela effect if we could prove things wrong or whatever. Anything else, guys?
Not really that I can see, and we've only got 6 minutes because I noticed that the thing has just suddenly popped back up.
Chris, anything else?
Not from me.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye for now.